No, I just need to lower this.
Every day is good.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه الكرام من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه الكرام ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us. May He accept our efforts and inshallah ta'ala help us, guide us, keep us motivated to be on the truth and bless us all with an accepted Hajj. Allahumma ameen. Inshallah ta'ala, today our meeting will be for like an hour and a half. So we're asking everybody to cooperate. No, I don't have your passport here today, but inshallah I'll explain that inshallah later. First, before we actually start, if anybody have any questions, I can address the questions. So at least it would be general information for everybody, inshallah. Now, everybody, you take notes for yourself. Please, no one is to distribute anything in the group without our permission and approval. You know why? To avoid confusion. Then people would say the source of information should come from one direction. So we have some form of cohesion. So we have some form of an organization. Because I don't want anybody to come and say later, well, someone gave me this and I went with this. And then it becomes chaotic. So we're asking everybody, please, one central position. If you have a suggestion, you suggest to us, we will tell you what it is. For the years of experience that we have, trust me, to an extent, most of what you need to make it easy for you, we already have in place. So if you cooperate with us and you ask those who went to Hajj with us, they will tell you. You cooperate with us and you do what it is, inshallah, your Hajj will be one of the easiest exercise you ever had in life. Right? So that's what I'm asking is that let's get some cohesion. So there's only one central point of information. Right? No, we don't know everything, but we're just trying to avoid confusion because we have the weak, we have the sick, we have the old go with us, and when they get confused, it's very difficult. And then if an old person to get lost or someone to get misplaced, it becomes very stressful for all of us. And that is what we work very tediously to avoid. So any room of confusion, inshallah, we try to eliminate. And that is the best position for all of us. Right? So if anybody have any question, inshallah, and no question is silly. Your question may be a great source of information for other people. So don't feel to resort to ask your question. It would be of help to others. So I'll open the floor for a few minutes. We'll have a question before I actually start.
Can we have the question afterwards?
You want the questions afterwards?
Yeah, it will be more sensible than what we go through.
Okay. We're all in agreement with that?
Yes.
All right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه الكرام ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, as a reminder to myself first and a reminder to you that we are undertaking this trip to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And anytime we do something to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to follow His instruction. And we have to follow the guide of His Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. People have different perspective of things, but there's only one perspective that is correct. People have different understanding of things, but there's only one understanding that is correct. People have different notions of things and the way it should be done, but there's only one pattern of imitation commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is to follow His guide and the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. So I want to make sure that all of us understand this. So if a suggestion is given that Allah and His Rasul put this in place, well then this is what we should follow. Look, I would like to follow many other things in life, to be quite honest with you. But then I'm told, since I'm a Muslim, I only have to follow this in order to be successful. If I follow anything else, then I will not be successful. So if I choose to be a Muslim, well, then that is my sense of responsibility. Because that is what we are told. So if you choose to be something else, then you follow what that discipline would bring you. So it is mandatory that we remember that Allah and His Rasul, everything they ordained for us is mercy. Everything. And anytime mercy comes, it means ease.
Anytime we do anything opposite, it's hardship. So the first thing we have to remember, brothers and sisters, we still have time to consolidate our intention and to make ourselves sincere servants to Allah. Plead with Allah. Every one of us should make a dua. I'll be honest with you, and I don't have to reveal this, but as an advice and as an encouragement to people, so they will know that I'm doing the same thing. Every year before I start making arrangements to Hajj, I would ask of Allah to bless me to be sincere in this, to bless it and make it easy for all of us, make our affairs easy and accept from us. We all have to do that. And only Allah can make it easy. Nobody else have the ability to. Regardless how much I try or you try, we can't accept if Allah have it written for us. So that's why we always have to beg of Allah. Oh Allah, I'm undertaking this journey, make it easy for me and accept my effort. Abraham alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was building the Kaaba, he was commanded by Allah. Do you not think that Allah would accept from him? If he was commanded to do that. And when he's building the house, you know what he's saying? رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا. Allah accept from us, accept from me, he and his son. So brothers and sisters, the first step is that we have to plead with Allah. Make sure that we make them a dua to Allah. I intend to perform this great obligation of yours. Please make it easy for me and all those who are going to Hajj. Bless me to be sincere. And sincerity, one of the signs or the signs of sincerity is that you are disciplined to follow what Allah and His Rasul say. Anytime you defy that, it means that you're not sincere to Him. So that should be the first declaration. With that being said, let us understand that Hajj has many rituals, but the most important thing for Hajj is to be at a particular place at a particular time. And if you can't make that place at that time, then it is not acceptable. So we all have to be disciplined in order to make it to those places on time so that it will be easy for us. And all of us, in accomplishing this, we have to cooperate with each other. And brothers and sisters, I want to emphasize, the acceptance of your Hajj is not in what you do. The acceptance of your Hajj may be in your company. The acceptance of your Hajj may be sleeping with you, maybe eating with you, maybe drinking with you, maybe praying with you, maybe walking with you. You know what that means? Your neighbor. How you treat your neighbor. How you take care of the people around you. That might be the acceptance of your Hajj. And you notice of the stories that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned about people going to Jannah without their knowing of the past, what it involves? Serving others, the creation of Allah, animals and people, serving them with kindness, being right to them, being accommodating to them. So brother, if you are in the group and we are in the group, that is our concern. So we have to make sure that we try and we don't be impatient with people. But that does not mean that people would abuse us too. Because the order of the group is to be patient and tolerant with them. It means people can behave how they want to. That kind of exercise demands a certain level of behavior, a disciplined behavior. Now, people may not tell you their circumstances, but there are people with us who have frequent bathroom needs. There are people with us who have to eat often. There are people with us who have seizure. There are people who suffer from epilepsy, different kind of sickness, and they may not want to reveal that. So that is why every time you are in the company of people, you should be alert as to their circumstances. And if you develop a relationship with them, they may feel so confident and comfortable that they may tell you what their situation is, so you can always be on the lookout for them. So you can always be helpful to them. So you can tell us, well, you know what, this is the situation. Normally we tell people that if you have a certain situation you're dealing with, to let me know so I can assign somebody to help you. Or I will always look out for you in the group. So if I see that you're missing or something is wrong, then I know what your circumstances are. But it is not proper for people to leave and go use the bathroom without letting someone know. It is not proper for people to leave the group and go somewhere else without someone know. Because you know what? Then all of us will be looking helter-skelter for you. So the more you inform people about your behavior, the more you inform people about your whereabouts, the more you inform people about your movements. No, it has nothing to do with big or small. It has to do with your comfort and your safety. Because we're all big people, so but we want to be protected. So there's nothing wrong to say, well, Munir, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm going right here, and I'll be back. And my advice to you, because you're going to a strange place, for those who went there before, maybe they know the circumstances. But for those who never went, it is very important that you go in the company of someone. Because when you go to the bathroom and you come out, everything looks alike. Everything is similar. And then you may think you're going this way and you go in the opposite direction. Trust me, it happens. So it is better to go with someone, take someone with you and say, wait for me on the outside, I finish, you come back. So you avoid getting lost. So these are some of the circumstances you have to deal with. We have to be disciplined. So although we may say exercise patience, we may say exercise tolerance, we're Muslim, we have to look out for each other. It means that all of us have to cooperate with each other. And all of us have to look out for each other. So in you helping us to look out for you, you inform us what your circumstances are and you cooperate to make sure you always go with somebody. Now there are some people who feel this strong sense of independence. So they think it is beneath them to tell someone where they are going. Or why do I have to behave like a child? Some people will tell you that. Why do I have to tell people? I'm not a child. But when they get lost, they don't say that. Right? And people do get misplaced frequently. But alhamdulillah, with the effort that you put in the group, and of all the years of being going to Hajj, the concern is about you, the concern is about the group. And people normally put interest in each other. So we expect the same standard from this group this year. That we will have the same outlook, we will have the same approach, that we will look out for each other irrespective of people's behavior. They may insult us, they may abuse us, but all of that comes with the territory, brother. But one thing we don't entertain, who can tell me? Disrespect. No Muslim should disrespect any other Muslim. And you should not insult people because it is not acceptable. Abuse means that you may not listen, you may go 2, 3 times, and I have to do the same thing for you again over and over. Right? You'll bear a little patience. But disrespect and abuse is not tolerated. And if you and I choose to exercise such atrocious behavior, you will be told. And you will be told in front of people. Just how you deliver, that is how it will be given back. It will not be, brother, will handle this in secrecy. If you insult and abuse somebody in the public, well, then you will be reprimanded in the public. So if you choose not, then do that. The next thing I want to outline, this is a no smoking group. I don't care if it's electronic, if it's physical or tobacco or what. So if you choose to smoke, you need to excuse yourself completely from the group if you are a smoker. My advice to you, you should cease and desist. Because it is not proper. And whichever scholar gives you the fatwa that smoking is allowed, he lied to you. Very bluntly. Because smoking, according to all the scholars, it is either haram or makruh. And those who did not say anything kept quiet. What none say is halal. There is no verdict that says that smoking is halal. So if you choose to, and then again, we're all grown ups. If you choose to smoke, then exclude yourself from the group. Don't do it in the midst. And we don't want that to be an example for people. And if you have that habit, may Allah help you to get rid of it. Make a dua that Allah will help you to get rid of it. In regards to the ihram, your ihram is a state that you enter into. It is not the clothing. It just so happened that for you to enter in that state as a male, you should be in the 2 pieces of white cloth without any stitches. For the sisters, it is any garment once their private part is properly covered. And for a sister, only the face and the hands. And according to some scholars, it is not even allowed to show the feet. But it's only the hands and the face that should be exposed. Right? And if you go with some opinion, they say even the feet should be covered. Other than that, everything needs to be covered once you are in the presence of male that you can get married to. And that is the condition of dress. So the sisters can have any garment that they choose. Once it is clean and they can pray in it. For the brothers, when you're ready to assume ihram, it has to be those 2 pieces of white cloth, the rida and the izar. And you should try as much as possible to wear things without any form of stitches. That would be your sandal, that would be your belt. But if for some reason, for cases of necessity, you can wear a belt with stitches to protect your money and your valuables. Also, the shoes, there are plenty of footwear that is available. If you look, if I can find, you can find. And I'm not a frequent goer to Walmart or Target. Everybody can find that, right? Just like how you can find difficult things in Amazon.com, you can find footwear without stitches that exposes the top of your foot and the heel. People may tell you different things, and people may tell you can allow to do this and allow to do that. But brothers, Allah and His Rasul did not say take the rituals of your Hajj from scholars. The Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, the one time he went to Hajj with more than 100,000 companions of his, not one or two. Try to think of 100,000 people in one place in those days when there is no water, no shelter, no bathroom facility, no roads, nothing. Walking in the hot sun, going to those places. And they were listening to the Rasul. The Rasul didn't wear anything with stitches. And the Rasul said when he went to Hajj, خُذُوا مَنَاسِكُكُمْ أَنِّي. Take the rituals of what? Your Hajj from who? From me. So if the Rasul could have done it then with more than 100,000 people, why do you think you and I can't do it now with all these facilities that we have? You will come and say, well, this scholar said we can do this, and this scholar said we can do that. I was listening to the khutbah that was given to the Haram because of the music fest they had in the kingdom. You know what was the Imam advice? Do not listen to Mufti and Faqih that give fatwas that suits you. And that is what people do. Everybody have a fatwa for everything today. Halal and haram. Everybody have a fatwa. So you don't want to take everybody's fatwa. You want to take the fatwa that will make you successful. And the fatwa that will make you and I successful is what Allah and His Rasul say. And if it was done by him, it means that it is still possible. And he did that. Now, if it is necessary, you don't have anything in your possession to cover yourself, and the only thing you have is a shoe or whatever, a shirt and a pants, you can still assume ihram in that until you get to a point where you can buy your ihram. So Islam gives that flexibility, but it is not the first option. It is if you have no other choice, then you do that until you get to a point where you can fix yourself. So brothers and sisters, these are the two things I want to emphasize. Allah says, وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ وَالْعُمْرَةَ لِلَّهِ, that you and I, and this is chapter 2, verse 197, Surah Al-Baqarah, complete Hajj and Umrah for who? Allah, not for me or for you, to please Allah. And the Rasul ﷺ said, take the rituals of your Hajj from me. So I don't want, and I would advise you, you still have the option, but I would advise you, brother, and as a reminder, this group does Hajj according to the book. Right? We try to go according to the book. You know what that means? Allah and His Rasul. And you may have a different option, you may have a different understanding. But then if you choose that, we have no problem, but then you will be on your own. So don't feel too bad. Because we can't cater for that. Can you imagine if I have to cater in this Hajj group for every faqih or every mazhab, what would happen? I will not only get grade, they say it's better to get grade than bald. I'll probably be totally bald by today. I'll probably not be sitting with you. So that is why to be uniform and follow one thing, it is better. And Allah and His Rasul give us that option. Right? So this group, we try to do it according to what the Prophet ﷺ said. If he didn't say that, we don't do it. And that is the bottom line. And that is the order for all of us. So this group, we do it according to the book. And if the book says so, this is what we do. If the books tell us not to do this, we don't. And I personally don't have a choice in that. Because I'm obligated to follow the book just like you. And I don't have the authority or the prerogative to change anything that is not in the book. I walk in Hajj just like you. I go to the Haram just like you. I do everything just like you. If I have a shortcut for me, all those who are with me enjoy the shortcut too. So I do not go and excuse myself and then because we're all in this together. So the thing I want to make sure everybody have from now to then is that they want to make sure they're sincere. They want to make sure they're disciplined to follow that which Allah and Rasul say. Because that is the only thing will bring success. Nothing more. People follow different things and they become fanatical about it. Right? And you don't want that. You want to become fanatical about one thing, Allah and His Rasul, not what people say and what they do. So the third thing I emphasized already is that we have to be willing to help each other. We are Muslims. Non-Muslims don't go to Hajj. If they go to Hajj, they have to hide. So most of the people you see in Hajj are Muslims. So that is why we have, if you die helping Muslims, it is better than anything. The Prophet ﷺ said, Inna Allah fi awni al-abd ma dama al-abd fi awni al-akhi. That Allah is in the assistance of a believer who always, or who is trying to assist other believers. So if you die under Allah's favor. So there's no harm in that. So I want to emphasize that. So these are the three emphases here today. Sincerity, complete your Hajj for Allah, and if you want to complete for Allah and His Rasul, then you have to follow Allah and His Rasul. And the first order of following Allah and His Rasul is that you have to accept and do it as He say, and then make sure that all others are being helped. Right? All the emphasis is that we're going to Hajj together as one group. So every member of this group is a unit of this group. So there are people who are moving slow, there are people who are moving fast, there are people who know what they're doing, there are people who don't know what they're doing. But what do you think is my responsibility? Maybe you can remind me. So that when you see I operate like that, you will know that I'm not acting out of capacity. What do you think is my responsibility?
All of them together.
To make sure everybody get their Hajj done, right? So that is what it is. And I always tell people, you may not be fortunate to be everywhere your parents are, or your aunts are, or your uncles are. Forget your children. But because those are the closest people to us, our parents, siblings. Right? And if you're sending them to Hajj in a group, what is the expectation that you're sending them with in a group? With other people. What is one of the expectations other than Allah would accept their Hajj? That people would help them and look out for them, yes or no? So you expect that from other people, and if you're not willing to deliver, how you think that would be given to them? You understand the cycle? So by virtue of you and I willing to do that for other people will be willing to do it for our people. And that is what the standing order should be. So we're not helping just to help. We're not looking out just to look out. We are helping because there is good in it and Allah will bring us mercy. So I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us. Now, brother, the emphasis to the problematic part. Hajj is problematic. You know why? Who can tell me why? One of the contributing factor to Hajj being problematic is what? People's behavior. And people's behavior is based on what?
Stress.
Their level of understanding in life. Right? Bad behavior can be very stressful to others. Good behavior can always be comforting, yes or no? And people behave according to their understanding of things. But that does not mean that it's correct. But Islam did not teach us to behave according to our understanding. Islam teaches us to behave according to the understanding given to us by who? The Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. That is why Muslims are different. We don't have personal agenda. We are not selfish. We are not impolite. We're not disrespectful. We're not intolerant. We're opposite to all those things because Islam expects us to behave a certain way. So our behavior is dictated by who? By the example given to us. So Hajj is the greatest exhibition of people's ignorance, like this brother said, attitude. And you don't want to be like that. You don't want to behave like that. People pay their money and they go there with groups, and you know what? They are standing next to the Kaaba and they're asking you where the Kaaba is. What that tell you? This is reality. They're standing in the midst, the Kaaba is in front. Where is the Kaaba? Can you imagine that? If you were a grown up and you go to Hajj and you don't know what a Kaaba looks like, you pay all your money with a group and the group bring you here and you're here to do tawaf. 2 years ago, I was doing tawaf and there were about four Arab brothers from North African countries, either Algeria or Morocco, based on their dialect. And we were in the fourth round of the tawaf because they were beside me going around. And you know what the fourth round, what I hear them asking each other? Ayn al Hajar al Aswad. Where is the black stone? And that's the fourth rounds we are going on the tawaf. And you're supposed to start the tawaf where? At the black stone. So can you imagine growing up? It doesn't matter if you come from a Muslim country, you speak Arabic or you don't. If you don't have knowledge of Allah and His Rasul, you're still lost. It doesn't matter where you come from. And these are grown-ups. And if they say that they're speaking Arabic, it means they should understand the book more than you and I. But they don't understand the deen. In the fourth round, you don't know where you started your tawaf yet. They're asking me, then I tell them, follow me, I'll show you where the black stone is. So you don't want to be like that. That is not why you're going. So please, anything you do in regards to your Hajj, don't even ask fatwas from outside. Don't even ask people direction. Don't, because they will give you the wrong information. I sit with people in Hajj and they tell me that their sheikh from their country in Germany tell them they can do their zabihah for their Hajj in Germany before they come to Hajj. So when they come to Hajj, they can avoid the crowd and avoid it. They don't have to go do sacrifice. Erroneous, wrong information. Doesn't matter, it sounds easy to you. And it comes from a sheikh. That is a so-called sheikh. Because anybody who disseminates information about religious relationship with Allah would verify and make sure they give you the correct thing. Because it is a form of what? Guidance. And if they're not able to give you the correct thing, they'll be honest to say, I don't know. Ask somebody else. Because what this has to do with your relationship with Allah. So that is why, brothers, do not trust other people. Come, seek, and if you ask us a question, we don't know the answer, I'll go and find out for you. And make sure you get the correct answer according to the Quran and Sunnah. Because you want to do things according to Quran and Sunnah. Any one of us here going to Hajj so that your Hajj will not be accepted, put your hand up. I don't think so. Hajj is very tough. You're going to see when you go. It's a lot of rigorous. I don't care if you have a walking AC over your head. It is still punishment. It's hardship. And don't let anybody tell you it's otherwise. If they tell you it's otherwise, they're lying to you. Because if Hajj was otherwise, then the story would have been totally different. So it is not otherwise. So there is hardship. The bus may not come for you on time. We may not get to, we may have to choose the option to walk. We may have to do different things in order to get our obligations fulfilled. Whatever it takes, inshallah, we will try. But I can give you one assurance. If you are sincere with Allah, if we have one sincere person in this group and Allah decides to accept the Hajj of one, the affairs will be made easy for all of us. Because Allah will take care of that one. And if we stick with that one, Allah will take care of us too. From all the years I tell people, you try to behave properly, look out for Muslims, and Allah will look out for you. Give ease to people, and Allah will make it easy for you. And we never really had any great suffering so far in Hajj. The only difficulty I had so far, since we are doing Hajj on behalf of this masjid from 1994, only 1 year, 2006, and that was at the hands of people, not Allah. And that was the airline and the hotel, because there was a great rush and people were inflating the prices of ticket. This masjid lost about $45,000 that year because of greed and corruption from people who administer Hajj affairs. So that is why I'm very firm. So far, this masjid is out, I know for sure, $135,000. 1 year, $45,000 because of airline tickets, and next year, $90,000 because of hotel fraud. So I can tell you what fraud is in Hajj. So that is why I'm very firm and I'm very stern where certain things are concerned. Because I don't want you to be fraud, and I know what it is. So the situation is that we have to be straight and we have to be upfront. And all of us need to be on the same platform and on the same page. I'm not here to cheat you, and I'm not here to make anything from you because I don't, and all the volunteers in this group don't. Whatever money remains from your package has about $600-700 to cover miscellaneous expenses. Whatever remains from that stays with the masjid. No one is paid. So you get in sadaqatul jari either way. You get your Hajj fulfilled, and whatever money left is spent for the masjid. So regarding your expenses, that is the situation. So I'm not here to benefit from you, or you're not here to benefit from me. But I can tell you one thing: I'm using you to go to Hajj because I want to be accepted. And if Allah helped me by virtue of I helping all of you, and the people who are volunteering in the group, and one Hajj is accepted, inshallah, mine will be accepted too. So that's why we have to work like this. If you work to make it easy, and you always keep Allah in focus, and you want to please Allah, you don't get involved in lying, in cheating people bad, treating people bad, and doing things that are not appropriate, yelling at people, shouting at people, and these kind of things. Because that is what Allah says. Al-Hajj Ashuru Ma'lumat, فَمَنْ فَرَدَ فِيهِ الْحَجَّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Allah made three exceptions to it. When the season of Hajj comes, it is mandatory that you perform Hajj. And you should not be involved in any kind of argument. You should not be involved in any kind of dispute or anything that is immoral or oppressive. Allah made that exception. And if you and I do that, inshallah, we'll be okay. And if we always try to keep Allah in focus, Allah will make our affairs easy. You will see your Hajj can easily become a 10-star vacation, right, instead of a hardship. So make your intention that you want to do what is right, and Allah will do what is right for us. So when we leave here, inshallah, your passport is on its way. They made a mistake and they labeled the FedEx package that it should be delivered on Monday instead of Saturday. So alhamdulillah, there's only 3 passports without visas so far. And those passports came late. One of them is still to come. So inshallah, I'm going to New York tomorrow. So by Tuesday or Wednesday, those will be taken care of. I ask everyone to call the airline. Everybody here get their tickets. Everything is e-ticket now, right? So inshallah ta'ala, when you call the airline, please make sure you confirm your name. There are only 4 passengers that has their names mixed up, or they have an extra name, or a name has to be added. One is Chohan from Virginia. Nasreen has to be added a middle name. The next one is Bibi Hassan. The middle name has to be taken out. And the 2 is you and your wife, where they mix the order of the last name with the first name, and those have to be corrected. So those are the only 4 of all the tickets. I went through all the tickets, but I want you to call, confirm that your name is spelled correctly, confirm that you have your seat, reserve your seat. Now, the situation is they will tell you that they don't have the ability to assign your seat because it's a group ticket. But if you call 3-4 times, depends who you talk to. And if you're a little nice with them, how you doing, what's the weather like, they will give you a seat. Chances are they'll give you. Most people confirm their seat and get their seats assigned already. Now, please make sure you allow 2 pieces, not exceeding 50 pounds each, and 1 carry-on. Now, when we are going on our way, it is only practical that we walk with less luggage. Right now, things are a little expensive in Saudi Arabia now. It is not like a few years ago. So if you have a bag that is collapsible, then you can put one in the other or whatever. But instead of having 2 bags, because when we go to get the buses from Jeddah to go to Makkah, if the bags can't fit on the bus, then we'll all have to wait until we go get a truck rented. Then the truck have to come, then the bags will come later. So if you want everything to go together with us, we go very light. Right? And that should be the better option. Try to get everything in 1 bag. You want to carry 2 suitcases, try to get one to fit into the other. And your carry-on. The carry-on should include your ihram. For the brothers, it's 2 pieces like this, right? Your slippers, your footwear, if you have a belt. For the sisters, it will be a change of their clothing that they would assume their ihram in Istanbul. Everyone should take their shower. The shower is a ghusl that you take from home. We will not have time for all 98 of us to go take showers in Istanbul. It is not practical, brothers and sisters. So take your shower home, get dressed. When we get to Istanbul, you can freshen up, perform wudu, and assume your ihram. I want to emphasize one thing. Our group is not like the others group, the other groups. Whoever went with other groups before, they will see a different experience. This is a teaching, learning group. Now, the emphasis in this group is acceptance from Allah, not acceptance from you. We don't need to accept each other. We need to tolerate each other. We need Allah to accept us. So we will always be in your presence to guide you with the mercy and the guidance of Allah. May Allah help us. I'm here, Riyadh is here, and then they have other. But please, brothers, do not seek advice from people who are going with you think that they know. Because they may know something that is different than what we expect. So always, if I'm in your presence, then come and ask. It's very simple. The ladies have a question, they don't want to come and ask, get your husband to come and ask. Because we're not taking people without mahram. So I don't expect anybody in the group to be without a male relative. Right? Let them come and ask a question for clarification and clarity so that you would be at ease. And you don't want confusion. I don't want anyone to be sitting on the plane and then they say, well, we didn't do this. Why? Oh, well, I asked Brother Jamal and Brother Jamal told me to do this. I want to emphasize. Right now, you know who is in charge of the group, right? I don't have to say that, do I? Yes or no? As sisters? So I don't want to hear Brother Jamal or Brother Abdul say to do this. Right? That is your position. And I would make every effort to make sure that you get the correct thing done, inshallah. I'm not going there to misguide you. And people may say, well, we don't, we're afraid to speak to that man. Right? You see, just after the salah who come up and give you a hug and a kiss. People who love the truth will confront the truth. People who don't appreciate the truth will be afraid of the truth. Always remember this. Right? So if you love the truth, you would love those who have the truth and those who are willing to tell you the truth. And we're not here to misguide anyone. So brothers and sisters, I'm asking any question you have regarding your Hajj, come and ask so that you can get the proper information. And that is the bottom line. It will save you time and save you money. For example, if you go and you come all the way with me to the haram and then you go and perform tawaf. You don't have wudu, but you go and perform tawaf. What do you think you have to do after that? There's no dam for that. So you can't go buy a sheep. Oh, I'm from America. How much for a sheep? Take out your money and go buy. It won't work like that. You have to perform wudu and go. And I can tell you one thing. I may love you dearly, and I want to be your brother, but I'm not willing to go to a next tawaf with you. That is very, 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 very tiring. You ask people who go there in Hajj to get a tawaf done, especially when the sun is hot. Right? It's not an easy exercise. So don't blame us and say we don't because of your negligence. I'll tell you, perform wudu. Keep your wudu and look, the Kaaba is here, the Haram is here, do your tawaf and come back. But if you listen to us and you always keep with us because we will be with you, right? Do what you have to do. You need help, inshallah, we will make effort to make sure you get help. So I want everybody to be on this level. Don't feel afraid. There's nothing to be afraid about. What would make our problem thing is that if we ask you to do something, then you go do the opposite. And then you expect us to be there to help you. If you choose to do the opposite what we advise you, well, then you have to bear the consequences of going correcting yourself, right? That is fair, right? Yes or no? Thank you. So that's all we're asking. When we get to Istanbul, look, some of us travel a lot. But traveling for Hajj is not the same like traveling regularly, right? If you miss your flight, there's no course of coming back. And Turkish Airlines is not too pleasant when it comes to that. You have to buy a ticket again. So we all have to stick together. The spare time that we have, you'll be free to do what you want to do. But when we say we're meeting at a particular time, it is expected that we meet at that time to get ready to go to the boarding gate, to get set, and to do everything that we need to get done, because that is why we are here. So inshallah, your travel bag should have your ihram, all your medication. Please do not put your money and your valuables in suitcases, even if you're traveling with Hajj or otherwise. It should always be with you. The one thing I want to make sure I emphasize here, and I do this every year, do not become a mule. You know what is a mule? Who know what is a mule?
There's a lot of no's.
Carry other people.
People would come and tell you, brother, you go to Hajj, I have a brother there or a nephew. Can you take a few $1,000s to me and give it to him? Please, you go to Hajj. If you get caught with anything other than you're supposed to have, when you can't don't know you. You're on your own. Because I can't stay back to take care of you, leaving on you. You want to do your thing. You know what? Everywhere in the world you can get food stuff to buy. The same American products and American kind products is available almost everywhere. So people will come and tell you, buddy, you're going to Hajj, I have my son and my daughter, I live there. They only eat this ketchup and this kind of barbecue sauce or whatever. Can you take some for them? You're not available, you're going to Hajj. Do not trust people, even with books. You know, there's a list of books that are banned for you to travel with. And if you get caught with it, it's a problem. Do you know that? How many of you know that? Or materials that are prohibited to travel with. It can be in a CD, it can be on a hard drive or whatever it is. Do you know that? Yes or no? Well, better know now. Right? You don't take anything for anyone. It doesn't matter who they are. Everything can go by email and it will reach you faster than you will take it. Right? It can go in an attachment. They can buy everything and it's cheaper there. Right? Because you don't know what people put in stuff. A few years ago, there was a group coming for Umrah from Pakistan, about 150 people. And you know what the group told them? We'll give all of you free slippers. People love to hear they get free stuff. Oh yeah, we'll get free slippers, man. That's good. This group is a good group. They charge you $10,000, $5,000 more than what you should pay, but because you get a free ihram, free belt, and free slippers, you're doing us a favor. And ihram is starting to 40 riyals appears because it's 10 riyals. So they give you about $15 worth of stuff and you feel happy. You know, by the time the group got to Jeddah, what happened? Who can tell me what happened if you're following the news?
They were arrested.
They were all arrested. Because you know what? All the slippers had drugs inside, planted. They hid the drugs and they used them all as new. The entire group got arrested. By the time they get to Jeddah, somebody tipped off the narcotics department or whatever it is. All of them were searched and that was the situation. So brothers and sisters, people may come to you naively. Trust me, I live in this world. People say that I'm tough. I'm not tough. You know how I get tough? Based on the attitude and the things that people want to do when they want to use you. Especially when they find that you're very helpful. So that you're going to Hajj, you don't take anything for anyone. You're not interested, brother, you can send it or whatever it is. People tell you to take money because it might be the very people who tell you to take the money that tell the authority that, you know what, go and check. Mr. Salim, he has so much money, more than what he's supposed to travel with. That time you leave with more than $10,000, you don't declare it, it's a problem. The other thing they say that every form of cash that you have, if it exceeds a certain amount, you have to justify where you get it from. You know what that means? You have to tell them the source that you get it from. So you don't want to be in that. Right? That is the situation. And it can be different airports have different regulations. For example, for like those who are traveling to Guyana, if you get stopped in Trinidad and even if you're transit, you're changing plane and the customs officer come and tell you how much cash you have, in Trinidad it's 5,000 US dollars. If you have 6,000, it will be taken away from you and chances are you can go to jail. And you have to pay a fine if you don't declare it. And if you go to Guyana, it's 10,000. So you may leave here that you're taking $9,000 to Guyana, but if they stop in Trinidad and they check you have 9,000, it is a problem. So different airports have different regulations. So, and they say once you land in their airspace and you're on their soil, their regulation is enforced. So brothers and sisters, these are the little things I want to make sure. Please do not take things from people. Please do not ask them, you want to Hajj and you can do all of this after. You don't need to be involved in all these things. The other security thing I want to emphasize, please do not carry anybody's bag in the airport. It can be the oldest and frailest looking person come to you. Say, help me with this bag. Right? Brother, it's a no-no. A frail person traveling, they don't have the ability to travel. They should be in a wheelchair, not looking for you to carry their bag. You know what that can be? Drugs. When you pass and they collect your bag back, they're pass free. But if you get caught, you look around for the old lady, see, You'll be seeing her on sticks. She'll be on wheels. You can't catch her. So it's people normally get upset when you tell them, but if you travel with a group, brother, that is the standard order. Take care of your affairs, take care of your belongings, help the other people in your group. Don't look for other people. Other people come and offer you anything, I'm not interested. Please, it is for your own safety and your own protection. And that is the bottom line. Now, once we get to Jeddah, inshallah, everybody should have declared their intention. Then, inshallah, we'll go to Makkah. Depends how the situation is. Once we get to Makkah, inshallah, this arrangement, we'll get to the hotel. We'll decide if we'll go to Umrah. Now, the hotel is 8 brothers and 8 sisters separately, right? So you need to find out. I'm not going to tell you who to room with because you know what? Previously, we were accused. People don't know each other, right? They see each other in the masjid and say, hey, it's a good brother, it's a good sister. Now you end up in the same room and then there are problems and they say Munir said to stay with. I'm not interested in that. Munir don't have a choice in that, right? You choose your roommate and that would be the situation. Right? We have breakfast and dinner. If you invite anybody from the public to come have breakfast and dinner, you're not allowed to share your breakfast and dinner. Either you stand outside and wait for them and they partake, or you inform the hotel and you pay for their breakfast and dinner. And it's not cheap. Right? So that's a choice you have. Not because you can eat, it means you can take on others. Now, it's 8 brothers and 8 sisters per suite. The suite is 3 rooms. One would be left for people to sit in case, people want to sleep and some want to sit. There are 2 bathrooms. There's a kitchenette if you want to cook light food or make sandwiches or whatever it is. It's all available here for you. Now, when we decide to meet, because of the location of the hotel, I don't know if the buses will take us from here because it's very close and it's on the tunnels. So if not, inshallah, we have to try to find a way, but we all have to cooperate and try to take. The hotel is very close to the haram. Now, there's quite a few elevators you have to take. I ask everybody, please, you have old sisters rooming with you, you have old brothers rooming with you, people who are becoming very disoriented quickly. I ask, cooperate and take them with you, make sure they come back with you. But don't leave them in the haram, and this happened quite a few times. People are saying, come with me, brother, come with me, sister, I will take care of you, I'll look out for you. You know what happens? When they go to the haram, they lose patience with you and they say, you taking long to do this, you're that, and then they leave you on your own and they go back. That is also not right. If you don't have the patience to deal with the situation, don't assume them because these old people get lost and people get lost, they get stressed out, they don't know if they're diabetic, they have high blood pressure, and one incident may happen and you know what? It leads to their demise. So we have to be patient. And we have to be cooperative to that extent that we try to help to make sure that they get things done right. So you should always make sure that your roommates are accountable for, and if something happens, you should alert someone. Don't wait too long. Right? All of us should write a little will out in the event that something happens, that someone will be take care of our affairs. If not, if something happens, then I'll have to call home, make sure this one call and make arrangement. All these things should be clear because you don't know where Allah has it that you will die. And all of us need to have this in place. When you come back, that is okay, and it's over. So once we get there, inshallah, we will be in the hotel until the 8th of Zulhijjah, right? So at the 8th of Zulhijjah, all of us are going to meet together. So what we'll do, inshallah, we'll give instructions every couple of days. Every step we'll get instruction. Now, the meetings in Makkah, it is all mandatory. And then you will not be people coming from Orlando, people coming from Canada, people coming from Virginia, people coming from New York. Where all of us will be there? Huh? In Makkah, right? So I don't want to hear this friend invite me that I'm going with this friend or I meet this friend in the haram. Brother, do that in the morning when you have leisure time. You are from Fajr till to Salat al-Isha to do all of that. Meet your friends, go visit whoever. If we say the meeting is at 10 o'clock at night because we have to do it after Isha, then it's when it's convenient for everybody and people are not moving around too much. Then all of us need to be there at that time. I don't want to hear, well, I visit this friend. And then people, the sad thing is that when you remind your brother, these are Muslims. And if some Muslims can be here on time, it's not fair for some to be excused. Is that fair? Then we should excuse all. And people get upset. But that is not my problem, to be quite honest with you, because I think that's a disrespect to all of us. If 90 people can make it on time to be there at that time, why can 8 more make it? It's because they don't care about us. So if that is your concern, well then you operate on your concern. So all of us need to be there and have the meeting because why we have the meetings? To give what? Advice and instructions for who? For us. So I want everyone to understand this that the meeting in Makkah and Medina is mandatory. All of us to be there. So we have that agreement, right? Because it's instruction. And then in Mina also after every salah we will give instruction. In Arafah we give instruction. In Muzdalifah we'll give instruction. When we come back to the Haram we'll give instruction. So no one would be able to say, well, I didn't have clear instructions regarding my Hajj. The only people who would say that is the people who did not attend the meetings. Or they did not make themselves available for instruction, to be quite honest. And if we do that, inshallah, we won't have any problems. So we'll be in Makkah for a few days after Hajj because we leave on the 18th of August to go. If Eid al-Adha is on the 11th of August, then we'll have 3 more days in Hajj on the 13th, so that we'll have 4 more days in Makkah. If Eid al-Adha is on the 10th, right, then we'll have a few more days. So it depends on the confirmation of moon sighting and the confirmation of the day of Arafah. So once those days are confirmed, inshallah we'll be there. Now, brothers and sisters, your hotel is very close to the Haram. The emphasis in this book is ibadah. Now, in Makkah, you may not see me most of the time, right? Because there's other things that have to be done in your arrangement, but there'll be somebody in the group who would be readily available. You have probably communicate with them and they will think. So Riyadh is the one, he has to be readily available within the vicinity. We'll get a position and everybody will know in the hotel where they can come and meet someone in the event that they have some problem. Or you'll have my phone number. I'll share the phone number by email and you can call me at any time. The Saudi phone number. Also, Sharafat is, I don't know, if you're willing to set up the WhatsApp group?
Yes.
So if you're willing to set up a WhatsApp group, we normally do that every year so that communication. Omar was very active in that a few years ago. Last year we had a brother who was doing it too. So once you get a WhatsApp group, message will go around with a WhatsApp group. Now, when you get a message, brother, please don't, just send me a message here. Your responsibility, like the Prophet ﷺ say at the day of Arafah in his Hajj. What did he say? Those who are here should inform those who are not here. So don't assume that everybody gets the same message. Everybody you see from the group, remind them, brother, look, I get a message. Tonight is meeting, or we're doing this, we're doing that. Sisters do the same. The more of us share the message, the more popular it will become, so then people don't have excuse. Is that logical? I'll ask the professor here, he will tell you. That's very logical. If everybody do that and help, inshallah, it would be helpful. So these are the couple of things with us. We share information and we go back and forth and we make sure that everyone is together. Because brother, look, if 1 or 2 persons get lost, we never have people who get lost in a group. People get temporarily displaced. Right? They find their way back. Once I had a man, an old man, years ago, he got lost and he ended up 11 miles away. And you know what? This is the place where we're staying and the masjid is just by that lamppost. But he had a very unique attitude. He's saying, I'm a grown man. No one should tell me what to do. I don't have to move with people. I know what I'm doing. So what he went to the masjid was Salat al-Fajr, we didn't see him until after Salat al-Zuhr. Because he ended up, when he left the masjid to come back to the place we were staying, he walked 11 miles. And he had the business card, so he walked into a hotel and give them the card and they called my number. So I tell him, keep him right here where he is. I'll come and get him. 11 miles away. So that is why it's in the attitude not to write what happens, you suffer.
Good question before I
Yeah.
the roommates, if there's families, would you make sure they stick together in the same room or?
No, it's all ladies. So the ladies will be sticking together and the men together. So we'll have them neighboring, like the husbands and the. So they'll be here and here as close as possible so they can connect.
Wife and daughter would be together?
Yes, with other sisters, son and husband will be together. Unless the family is complete aid, they get a private room. In Medina, all those who can get private room will get a private room at no extra cost.
Have a hotel in safe money.
Yeah. The hotels are pretty safe. But then we don't go advertise what we leave in the room. That's a different story.
What's the name of the hotel?
Zamzam Pullman.
Okay.
Yeah, the safe in the hotel room is pretty safe. So you can leave your valuable inside laptop.
What is the name, sorry?
Zamzam Pullman. So then after a couple of days, then inshallah we go to Medina. And what you can do, you can start when we get to Istanbul, the time that you have, you can start getting your roommates together. And but there is only 2 rooms I need to have six each because there are people who are going early, they will come and join the group. So other than that, it's eight. You set yourself up, you fix yourself up, and inshallah you should be okay. Now the money and your valuable that you walk with, it's your responsibility. Make sure it's always protected and it's with you, right? From now until we leave, you have any question, you can always call me. I always say, I make an effort to answer the phone all the time. If I don't answer the phone, I will definitely call you back. There's no one here who can claim that they call and never get a call back. If a day pass or 2 days pass and you didn't hear back from me, it means that I didn't get your missed call or your message. But I don't avoid people's calls because the same anxiety that you live with, the same anxiety that I live with. So I want people to treat me the same way, so I try to respond. Even if I have the correct answer or I don't have an answer, at least a call back is more comforting than not a call back. So that's always the case. So, so in short, we'll have other instructions as we go along. That is our situation so far. Any other question before I continue?
Yeah. 13th Hajj. What will be the program?
13th Hajj. For those who stay in Mina until the 13th, then we come out to Makkah and we wait until we go to Medina. What we'll do, inshallah, on the 8th of Hajj, we get ready, we go for Hajj. We stay in Mina on the 8th. On the 9th day, inshallah, which probably will be the Monday, right? Depending on confirmation of moon sighting. We'll go to Arafah. Then from Arafah, inshallah, we'll come back to Muzdalifah. Pray Salatul Maghrib and Salatul Isha. Once we get to Muzdalifah, then the old people, the sick people, the people who are in wheelchair, the people who are not walking, try to get to the bus, inshallah, to bring them to Mina. And they will stay in the tent. All others, they will walk to the border of Mina and Arafah. Mina and Muzdalifah.
That what time you
Normally, you leave like about 3 o'clock.
thinking to find close to the listening to the khutbah?
We are not close to the Haram. We are not close to the Masjid. We are not even close to Masjid number.
So after Muzdalifah, you walk to
The border of Mina and Muzdalifah. We pray Salatul Fajr at the border in Muzdalifah. Then inshallah we will come to Mina, go to the Jamarat, and this is an option. For those who want to come to the Haram to complete their tawaf and their sa'i, we come to the Jamarat, we stone. From the Jamarat, we come to the Haram. When we come out to the street where there is vehicular traffic, if it is possible to get a taxi or a bus, inshallah, we will ride the bus and the taxi. Everybody will pay if there is a charge. Last year, we get a free bus ride, right? So if the buses are available, we get onto the bus, we go to the Haram. If we reach the Haram by 8:39, we're in good shape. We go straight to the Haram, get our tawaf and sa'i finished, shave our head, take a shower, relax at the hotel. After Salat al-Asr, we have to get ready. After we get something to eat and whatever, get ready to come back into Mina to stay the night. We try to leave there about Maghrib time, inshallah, get ready to leave, to come, to get back into Mina. We'll have to walk to get to the buses. That's the fare for that bus because that is an optional thing. Also, it's on individual. It's not covering the package because some people will be in the tent, so we're not collecting money for that. So the average price is like 40, 50, sometimes 30 riyals per person, depending on how many people in the bus. Then we go back to Mina. We stay there on the 11th day and the 12th day. The 13th day that you're asking about is that people have the option. They leave before sunset on the 12th day. They stone the Jamarat and they come out to the Haram. Now, if you want to stay the 13th day, then you have to go back into Mina. You stay there for the extra day, which is recommended also. Then you stone the Jamra and you come out to the Haram. But for all those who would have completed their tawaf and their sa'i, on the 10th day, they will have that option to stay on the 13th day. Those who did not get to complete their tawaf on their side on the 10th day and chose to go back to the 10th, then on the 12th day, when we're coming out to the bus, they all have to come with me because I want to make sure that tawaf on their side is done. Because tawaf, it's tawaf al-ifada. If the tawaf is not done, it means that you have to come back the next year because the tawaf is a mandatory fundamental principle of the Hajj. So if you don't get it done by the 13th, they say for Ahlul Makkah, it is allowed, but that flexibility I don't go with. For people who live in Makkah, they can do it after the 13th of Zulhijjah. But your Hajj is your Hajj, and Hajj ends the 13th of Zulhijjah. So forget about flexibility. The Rasul did it this way, and this is what you do, right? So to make sure everyone complete their tawaf on their side by the 13th of Zulhijjah, that is how we have to do it.
One question. What time approximately you usually get called from the Qurbani Islamic?
The Prophet ﷺ, when he performed Hajj, some companions came to him and said, we shave our head before we did the sacrifice and the Jamrah. He said that is accepted. Some of them come and say, well, we stone first, then we shave our head and we did our sacrifice. He said that is accepted. Some of them came and they said, we sacrifice first, do Jamrah, and he said, so all three, doesn't matter which order.
So which you know?
I don't know, our sacrifice may be done the 10th day, the 11th day, or the 12th day. Normally, it's done on the first day, the 10th day, but we don't have a time. But to take off the ihram, if you've done two of the three things, that is stone in the Jamrah and shave your head, you can take off, do the shower and take off the ihram. If there's a position that if you complete the tawaf on the side altogether, everything, you can just shave your head, stone in the Jamrah, do the tawaf on the side, shower and take off the ihram, the izar and the rida. There is a position, and this is a fixed position. If you did not get to complete the tawaf on side, you should keep on the izar and the rida until you complete the tawaf, right? But the Prophet ﷺ, the sunnah is that if you do two or three, you can shave your head and you can take it off. The Hanafi position saying that the sacrifice should be done before you do that, right? But the Prophet ﷺ, when he did with the companions, he said all three orders is acceptable. So we will not have news until the sacrifice. Normally our sacrifice from experience is done like Salat al-Asr or Salat al-Maghrib, and I go on the 10th day. If not, on the day after.
And you recommend what is you said either way.
Yeah, that's the sunnah. The sunnah of the Prophet
But
ﷺ.
Rasulullah I heard that he had it the shaved first, took the shower, then went to the
Yeah, but the Sahabas who went with him, so anything he approved of is part of his practice.
right.
So they did all three. And some of them went after they heard, just like you were asking, that was not the order that he did it, because who did it in a specific order that he did, well, then they were with him. But who were not with him or who did it different, or they went to make sure it was also correct. If not, they would have to do it back. But he said, no, that is acceptable, that is acceptable, and that is acceptable. So, and then if we had the ability to do our sacrifice first, we'd have surely done that first, but we don't have the ability. And the problem is that what you do with the meat.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
So after Muzdalifah, we walk to Mina, right?
No.
The border of Mina.
Yeah. For those who are walking to the Jamrat, yes, that's what it is.
So you go to Jamrat right after that?
Straight from Muzdalifah, straight to the Jamrat.
Jamrat. And then from Jamrat to Haram? Okay. And
Huh?
that's the Tawaf.
Yeah, with the
Tawaf
tawaf.
inside.
Tawaf
At
inside.
that point, you can shave your head and get out of the Haram if you want. Correct?
Yeah, but to save time, because if you delay half an hour, 45 minutes, you're talking about a couple thousand more people in the Haram. So we recommend that people from the Jamrat, if you're making that effort to come to the Haram, go straight to the Haram, perform wudu outside if you need to use the bathroom. Because if you go to the hotel room, trust me, that'll be a long time. Go use the bathroom there, whatever it is, go straight to the Haram, get your tawaf on your side, by Salat al-Zuhr you can be done. But if you delay and Salat al-Zuhr gets you there, the Haram will be jam-packed and then they close the doors.
When you do Tawaf inside, you have an option to go back to the hotel or will it just come back?
No, the hotel is always available. You go to the hotel.
You can go to the hotel,
take a shower, take a rest, get something to eat, change your clothes.
And then we'll head back to,
Yeah, we'll gather the group and head back to Amina. Yeah.
so that'll be the night of the death.
No, 10 of July.
No, that'll be 10 of Zulhijjah.
That's what I said. Okay.
And the night, which will be 11, that's when we go back into Mina.
Okay, we have a certain time on,
After time, we try to round people up. By Maghrib, we have to ready to leave. By the time we pray, so we go get a bus and we go.
back to Mina.
I
Inshallah.
have a question. When you go for the Umrah, right? You shave your head after the Ihram. Now you have to shave now, you have to shave for the Hajj because you're wearing Ihram twice. So if I'm gonna shave my head after the Umrah, I have no more hair for the Hajj.
You
Shave.
shave it.
Brother, there are people who say that. I haven't seen the hadith, to be honest with you. And I like to go with proof. All these years we do, people are saying that when you go, you should clip your hair because then you have hair to shave when you go to do Hajj. I didn't understand that. I understand the Prophet ﷺ made the word 3 times for the people who shave to go for Umrah and Hajj.
Okay.
So you shave, you have a couple of days, you would go back in about 5-6 days. So I normally shave just like everybody shave for Umrah and I shave for Hajj. The Rasul said that's better, I try to do what's better.
Okay.
So shaving. But they got people who say that they have hadith, but I haven't seen any hadith.
Okay.
Right? And until we say, I always say bring the proof, and until we see, then we will go with that. Because always we have to follow the sunnah. And if the sunnah says so, but then we can't refuse. We have to go with that, right? So there are people who say that, and I think it's just something going wrong. If we get a hadith, I never saw the hadith. I looked for it myself one. I haven't ever really seen it. The people, I tell them to bring it and see, we will follow. Just they were asking questions. Yeah.
My question is regarding the 11th and 12th that we're going to Mina. So at that point, the men do not have to wear the 2 piece ihram.
No, if they finish the stoning, they shave their head, right? They can take a shower and go into regular clothing, and then they will be in a semi-state of ihram. And the only thing that is not allowed to do is to have intimate relationship until the end of Hajj. But other than that, in the state of ihram, you can't clip your nail, you can't cut your hair, you can't use anything scented. If you're wearing hair pieces, you have to take it off. For the men, there should be no underclothing, only the 2 pieces of white cloth. You can't use anything scented after you declare the intention. And you can't cover your head, you can't have marital discussion, you can't make marital proposal, you can't hunt, all those things you can't do in the state of ihram.
So on 11th and 12th, when they're going to Mina, they're not in the state of ihram. They're done with something.
Yeah. When you come back to the hotel, you can take a shower, change your clothes, walk an extra, change your clothes, and that. We'll give instruction, inshallah, all the way because all of that will be confusing now. So as we go, there will be instructions, plenty of instructions. We have to be at the airport at 3 o'clock. The flight is 8 something. Please, look, brothers and sisters, I can't overemphasize. Please, you go to Hajj, it's a different experience, right? You see these hands, if you miss the flight here for some reason, I don't want people to be calling me at 4 o'clock, brother, I'm stuck in traffic here. Everybody knows that those who were living in South Florida since the 70s and the 80s, we were complaining about traffic, right? I mean, when it's busy because limited roadways. Now we have more roadways, more people, more traffic, right? So get to the airport would be a problem in the afternoon, some afternoon. Now that's a Sunday afternoon, you may have some ease, but Allah forbid there's an accident on the road, it's a different story. Now the other thing is that if you miss your flight here, please don't call me. I would not be able to help. I'm telling you right now. Now, people always have all these requests. Oh, if you want to go late to Hajj. You know when we're going? When we arrive into Jeddah, inshallah, the scheduled arrival is 5 minutes into the last day it's allowed to enter the country. The 6th of August this year is the last day to enter the country by air with a Hajj visa. And we arrive 5 minutes after midnight on the 6th. The night, the 5th. So you can't be later than that. So if you miss your flight here, there's no other airline is going to take you to get a connecting flight to go to Jeddah for Hajj. So forget your $8,000, forget your ihram, forget your hajj, and don't speak ill of Munir, right? That he didn't give instruction. Because all of you are my witnesses, right? Be at the airport, make an effort to, I don't care who is bringing you and they have this excuse, and you call me, I'll come pick you up. I'll make arrangement for you. I don't want to hear excuse. My husband say, well, it's 8 o'clock, and then you know what, I can leave home at 5 o'clock. And then you miss the flight.
Is there an option to park the car here?
Yeah, people, you can bring your vehicle and park here, inshallah, it will be safe. And you can leave your vehicle, then need to know the people so I can arrange right to get you to the airport. But I need everybody to be there at 3 o'clock because you know why? Then we can all be settled. You don't have no problems with your seat. You have no problem with your ticket. They didn't deny you boarding for some reason. So if you show up there at 6 o'clock and they deny you boarding, how are you going to get problems fixed? Right? TSA come and say, this is the problem now. You can call, I can't help. So I'm advising everybody, even those people in New York, those people in Houston, those people in Virginia, because they had flight, and you know what, if people show up there and they say, well, you know what, you're a no-show and you didn't make it on the flight, I can't help you. And brother and sister, I like to speak to you. Right? I have a family too. I have parents too. I have things to do just like you. Right? And if I can make an effort to be there, then you should make an effort to be there.
So is there meeting place at airport or we just check in?
No, we won't check in and we wait right there. We don't pass security and go.
Okay.
We check in to make sure that we are accounted for. Once the person, Riyadh, would be there, once you tick your name off the list,
Okay.
then you clear security and we meet inside. Please, that is not a time to go get something to drink, get a coffee or sit down and whatever. It's a time to concentrate on the group because we have to pray and we have to make sure everyone is accounted for before we board. So we need everybody to stick together. And if you see somebody trying to be too Aaron, don't say, brother, this is a nice brother. He knows his way, man. Let me stick with him. We go do what we want and then ignore everybody. Brother, one of the things I detest about anybody treating Muslims with disdain and disregard. It is not right. It is not right. So once you come, you have to be accompanied. You see myself or you see Riyadh, see your name of being ticked off. Then you clear security, you go in. And you wait for us by the gate. That is the order. We want to make sure that you're there. That we have to be looking for you. Oh, this one didn't show up yet. That one didn't show up. So that's the situation. Any other question?
On our tickets, the first and the middle name there's no space. Is that
Yeah, all the tickets like that. But there are only 4 tickets. The Rajputs, well, Mr. Raj, Mr. Saeed, his wife Masura, baby Vanessa, and Bushra Chauhan. I went through all the tickets. And that's why I want everybody to call the airline themselves. Confirm you have any problem because I'll be in New York tomorrow. Tomorrow is a day to take care of all of this. Because I'm not going back to New York again. Inshallah. So I called. Is there anyone here who did not get a call to check their name and get their seat assigned from me yet? Or an email? Anybody here who did not? So we're all witnesses to this, right?
All the airline, but I did it online. Is that okay?
Yeah, if you want to do it online, then it will be the same. If you go online, make sure your name is there, make a printout of the ticket, your email, and you get your seat assigned, that's acceptable. It means that you're there. Any other questions?
3 o'clock over here or at the airport?
No, with the people who are coming here, they will meet Salat Zuhr.
So 1:30.
But we're meeting at the airport at 3 o'clock. Even if I'm not there with some people, Riyadh inshallah going to be there at 3 o'clock. Alright, so that's the arrangement. So, but the people who are coming to leave their cars here need to let me know so we can arrange adequate ride to take everybody to the airport. Right? Any other questions?
Is that parking quite safe here? I mean, I'm not asking you to guarantee anything, but is it quite safe?
Take Indian with you.
No, it should be safe. Yeah. See next to the police car over there? No, inshallah, we never really get that problem. No, once a car, because there are people here all the time, and we have cameras. The parking lot is covered with surveillance cameras.
Regarding the rooms, can we call them beforehand?
No.
No,
The rooms,
they have to be in person?
Yeah. But they only will give the keys to me. So there's nobody else. So When we get there, you gotta make sure, so you get there, if you're able, I'll give you the key to go to one suite, you'll get like a,
How many rooms we
huh?
How many rooms we have there in hotel?
How many rooms?
Yeah.
You have one.
No, I know, but total.
We have 13 suites. No, everybody's entitled to a bed. They say they don't cater for suitcases. But I made sure I said, look, I want a sitting space for people in the event and whatever it is. So all of us we have inshallah in every suite there's an area to sit so you won't disturb people when they want to sleep or whatever. You want to sit all night and talk or stand all night and talk, excuse yourself and you can come in the little leisure area and do that. But don't do that in the room to disturb people. And for those who like to be on their phones all night, some people have this habit. They have to connect with the world, right? You can do that on the outside, not inside, because that's one of the complaints we have from people. They can't get to sleep because this brother is on his phone or this sister is on her phone all the time, and it becomes a little tiresome for people. So it's just kind of polite that you excuse yourself, you come to the area, huh? Suppose you get Wi-Fi in your room, so.
Qurbani finish and after the shave, somebody confirm and a Qurbani.
Well, yeah, we always will get a call when it's done, but sometimes because if it's very busy, you don't get done the same day. So they have 3 days to do it. So one of the 3 days, inshallah, it will get done, but it is done.
So this what is the mean? After then I shave when I shave.
No, you shave your head before. That's what was explained to him. That the Prophet ﷺ said companions when he performed Hajj, they came and said they shaved before they did Jamarat and sacrifice. Some said they shaved after, some said they shaved in between. So he said all of it is correct, is accepted. Yeah, the sisters had a question? Huh? On the 23rd, inshallah.
And last day, on returning from Medina to Makkah, will they be given an option to do another Umrah or do one at a time?
No. I'll come to that, inshallah. Two questions here we have online. What is the amount of money one should take with him or them? Now that depends on your spending habit. And that depends on what you want to buy. Things are a little expensive now because of all the increases that they have. So I don't know if it's feasible, but depends on the gifts that you want to buy. We would say maybe $500 to $1,000 would be more than enough spending money per individual. The Middle East is not one of the safest places to use your credit card. So don't get too credit card happy because they will charge you foreign exchange fees. They will charge you a fee to use the card. The merchant's supposed to pay a fee to take your money from the card, right? That's how the credit card works, right? When you swipe your card, if you give it to me and I swipe it, I have to pay a fee to accept the money from you. So what the merchants over there do, they charge you the fee. And it can be up to them. It can be 3%, 2%, 5%. So you don't want to be in that walk with your money, brother. And you're allowed to walk with a certain amount of cash. And make sure you have the $100 with the big pictures on it. They don't take the older denomination anymore. If they do, it will be less of an exchange. The smaller the money, the less the exchange. So it's $50, the rate is different. If it's $20, the rate is different. So the best thing is to walk with $100 bills. The question is, what is the amount of money one should walk? We address that. What is the name of the hotel in Medina? The name of the hotel in Medina is Movenpick. Inshallah, I'll send all that information out as email so you can leave with your family and you can make a copy and walk with. The number of the hotel in Makkah, the number of the hotel in Medina, the name of the hotel in Makkah, the name of the hotel in Medina, my contact cell phone number in Saudi Arabia. So anytime your family wants to get hold of you, they don't, then inshallah they can always call the number and I'll convey the message to you.
We can buy
IDs, go the hotel first time and you make the IDs cards.
We don't have ID.
No, I mean over there, your group something, make a card.
No, they will, all the keys will be given to us when we arrive, but you'll get a business card at the hotel with the address and the phone number, so you keep it with you if people can call or whatever, the business card. The card with the name and the address and the phone number.
SIM card in Saudi, where do we get it? At the airport?
The SIM card, if you walk with your unlocked phone, I saw in Arab news that they were distributing SIM cards to people free. I don't know by the time you get there if it will still be free because we arrived here late, the last day, right? Um, but if you get it from an authorized agent, the SIM card, I know now maybe it's a little more user friendly. Like last year, they would give you the SIM card, but then it was kind of silly. You had to get Visa number or passport number to replenish the money. Now it may be a little more user friendly. I'm not too sure when we get here, we'll see. If you have an unlocked phone, you can go to anyone, to STC or whatever service they have
They
there.
have
The
it at
booth,
the airport?
the booth, yeah, the booth, the actual booth.
Okay.
Go to the booth and get one. And before you get a card, ask them how you can replenish the card with money. Because one of the biggest fraud is telecommunication. You pay all that money, sometimes I can tell you that happens with me. You put 50, 60 riyals or 100 riyals to the phone, you get one call, you get a problem, you don't get any refund, you don't get it. All that money is gone.
Yeah, you evaporates real quick.
Right. So if 1 million Hujjaj do that, that's a couple of 100 million riyals. And there's no refund.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, get there. Also, if you have T-Mobile account, with T-Mobile, once you get there, the internet is free. You can use the phone to make WhatsApp, send WhatsApp messages, call. You can also download Just Talk. If the WhatsApp don't work, Just Talk with JUSTALK. It's a free app. It's a JUSTALK. It works in Saudi Arabia. Sometimes the WhatsApp don't work, but the Just Talk works.
Emo works there.
Or emo, right? So you can do that, and the texting is 25 cents per text. No, free. The texting is free, but the call is 25 cents per call. That's T-Mobile per minute. So, but the texting is better. It's free. So people can text you. You can always call them back because you know what? Too many people lose money by trying to buy and get a SIM card here, and you can't use it. That happens with me. So that's when I got a permanent phone in Saudi Arabia. I don't use the regular SIM now. I got a permanent phone with a permanent SIM.
Also, by the WhatsApp, you can send the messages, or you record messages. You can.
Yeah, the WhatsApp you can do that.
Yes.
Yes, inshallah. You still got Wi-Fi in the house, but it would probably be very weak, right? I'm pretty sure they'll give you Wi-Fi, but it's weak. It won't be as strong as you would want to think. It is called Wi-Fi. YU5. The other question, yeah. Inshallah, the passport should be here tomorrow, but I'm not going to be in New York. And brothers and sisters, Mr. Ijaz, yeah, I have your visa here and your wife's. But only three, these were the three passports that were left was myself, Mr. Ijaz and his wife, and they sent these visas yesterday. The other visas are coming in the FedEx with the passport. This is what your visa looks like. It's not printed in the passport. So what we will do, I'll have this stapled onto your passport inside. One of the inner page, it has to be folded, right? You can't rip it up and then say you're going there. If you don't have this when you arrive in Jeddah, there goes the $8,000 again, right? They'll use Turkish Airlines, put you in a whole thing and send you back. I'm serious. I got a call this morning. People show up at the airport, and according to this visa tells them where is your hotel, what day you're supposed to check in. All that information is in this queue number here, right? Mr. Munir Khan, this visa says that you have a hotel reservation in downtown from the 5th of August to the 18th of August, and in Medina from the 18th at the Movenpick to the 22nd. So from the time they skew this number in, and if the date shows up and it says 5th of August, and today is the 28th of July, what do you think they would ask you? Where would you be staying for the rest of the days? And if you don't have a place, you can go and come back when you find a place. I got a phone call this morning. That never happened before. So what do you do? I'll fold it, install it in the passport, staple it, leave. And once you receive your passport, everything that is in the passport, leave it as it is. Do not take anything out of the passport.
You can make a copy for in case for.
You can make a copy. Do not remove the picture, do not remove the sticker, do not remove anything that's stapled in the passport. There is a reason why it's stapled in there. It is not because Munir didn't have anything to do and he decided to staple things in there. There is a reason, right?
One of the brothers in Dallas would like to know when will he receive his passport.
Yeah, today, inshallah, everybody who live in Dallas, who live in Virginia, who live in New York, and Tampa area, whatever it is, everywhere except Miami, need to email me an address that they respond to with their name. Don't text me or your address without your name because I don't really have the time to go back check every phone number and name. So just like how you would like the package to be addressed, Salim Soraya, 3201, the address and your phone number and everything. So that's how I will send it to FedEx. So I'll send all the passports once I receive them, inshallah. For those who live here locally, they'll come and get it. Probably Riyadh will have it on Tuesday afternoon because I'll be in New York. You can come to the masjid and get it, inshallah.
You want one email for my entire family or for member?
No, one will be.
I know better for 3 o'clock airport, everybody come pick up over there.
Yeah, who want to do that, they can do
Better
that.
than, it's a better.
They can do that too.
I live in a park, so I come.
No problem, inshallah. They want, they can do that too. But this is what your visa would look like, and it will be stapled in the passport. So don't look in the passport for visa. That's one. The other question was about Umrah. Then what?
Yeah, the same Tawaful Wada.
Tawaf al-Wida, inshallah, will be done when we are ready to leave to go to Medina from Makkah. Now, extra Umrah. Brother and sister, I don't know about that. The Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, when he came to do his Hajj, in his Hajj, he demonstrated and he talked about the three different types of Hajj. Ifrad, Qiran, and Tamattu. He started out with intent to do Tamattu, then he ended up doing Qiran. Right? So when he came, Aisha was in her menses and he sent her to Masjid al-Aisha to assume her ihram with her brother and come back and complete her Hajj. Right? People today use Masjid Aisha as a miqat to go and say you can do extra umrah. Now, there is a difference if you can do umrah on behalf of somebody or not. That is a different position. Like, if I want to do an umrah for my father, my mother, if you're allowed to do that. That's great difference of opinion regarding that. Now, to do multiple umrah with your Hajj, you're intending to do Hajj, so you're entitled to one umrah when you go to the miqat, right? Because if you're doing tamattu, then you have to do umrah before the Hajj. Then you go to the haram, you do your tawaf, your sa'i, shave your head or flip your hair, you complete your Hajj, and then you will take off your clothes, go into a regular setting, wait until the 8th of Dhul Hijjah to go into Hajj. The tamattu, Hajj is umrah and Hajj together. One entry into the miqat. If you come out and go back in, you have to renew everything and go back. So if you're doing it with that intention, then it's one umrah. And there is nothing like to go to Al-Masjid Aisha, come back and do an umrah. If you want to do a next umrah, then you probably can wait after Hajj, go to the miqat and come back for those who are not. If you're living in Makkah, you can go outside of Makkah and do your ihram and come back in. But for us, like that, going to do Hajj, there is no 2-3 umrah. People would tell you that, and group leaders tell you that. Because you know what? They're concerned to make sure that they maintain good customer relationship. We are not about that. You want to do the correct thing. And the correct thing is that there's one umrah for your Hajj. And that umrah is for you. Right? Now, what you want to do, if you want to make dua for your parents or anyone, you find yourself at the haram. That is what umrah is. Going and do the tawaf and sa'i. Make as many tawaf as you want, and you can cry, you can plead with Allah and make dua on their behalf. That is the correct thing to do. That is the correct thing by the Sharia to do. Go to the haram and make as many tawafs as you want and make dua for them. Why you want to tire yourself to do things that is not in the book? And you say it's right. And people tell you it's right. They have difference of opinion even if you can do umrah on behalf of your parents. You can give charity on behalf of them. You can perform Hajj on behalf of people. But until we can confirm you can do umrah, the scholars say you can do it from Babul Khairat. From the opportunities of going to good things, you can do umrah for someone else. But I don't know for sure that the Rasul said you can do that. He said you do Hajj for people. You give charity on them. And if they had an oath or something, you correct that situation, you can do it for them. So the Umrah, there is no multiple Umrah. If you want to do multiple Umrah for yourself, go back to the Miqat, the actual Miqat, because that is what recommended. Come back and do your Umrah. You can do that every day if you want. But there's nothing to go Masjid al-Aisha or put on Ihram and go. And if you're doing Hajj Tamattu, your Umrah is with your Hajj. If you change that intention and you come out of the Miqat, you have to final back. You have to do back Umrah when you come back in. You stay within the Miqat once you go for the Hajj Tamattu. Is that clear? Like one of the disputes they have with the music festival that they had in Jeddah, with all the corrupting that is happening again, they're saying Jeddah is in the Miqat. And that is within close proximity to the Haram. Why you want to do such a thing inside? Right? Because when you come in there, for you and I, we have to be in Ihram to go to Makkah to complete our Hajj and Umrah.
So our niyat gonna be, sorry, our niyat gonna be Tamattu.
Tamattu. But the Umrah that you have intention to do the Umrah, but the Hajj is Tamattu.
Coming back from Makkah, Medina, are we going to Umrah or we?
No. It's a triangle. We go Hajj, we go to Medina, then we come back to Jeddah and we fly back home.
From Jeddah.
Yeah. There was the next question I think I missed. The money, hotel, the Umrah. Yeah.
No, I say this, you say people going for the Aisha, Masjid Aisha and come back to the Umrah again. So can I do that? Is right and wrong?
No, it is not appropriate. It is not correct. It is something that people do. But you can go to the Haram. The same time you go there, you go to the Haram and do Tawaf. Start your Tawaf. Because Umrah is Tawaf and Sa'i. Right? You can go do your Tawaf and make as many du'as you want for your parents or whoever, what it is. You can do. Because there is a difference of opinion if you can do Umrah for someone. The scholars say that you can do it from the opportunities of goodness. But there is nothing confirmed. But what is confirmed from the Prophet ﷺ, you can do Hajj for someone. Right? Like he tells the thing to make intention that you're doing Hajj for your father or your parents or anyone, your children or whoever. But Hajj can be done on behalf of someone. You can give charity on behalf of them. But the thing that people say they go Masjid Aisha every day and do that, that is not part of our practice. The Prophet ﷺ sat down in Makkah for a long time, but he and his companions didn't do that.
So with Hajj Tamattu, if somebody is coming, it's a hypothetical point. If somebody is coming to do a Hajj Fadl, they're only doing Hajj, not the Umrah part for somebody else.
Yes. So the Tamattu, the Umrah is part of the Tamattu. But the Umrah is always for yourself, but the Hajj itself is the Hajj Badal.
So you'll only be doing the Hajj part.
But no, the Hajj Badal is Hajj Tamattu.
Both Umrah and
Both things, but you're performing the Umrah, yes. Any other questions?
Number one, what year in our group this year?
We are 119.
Okay, and the document copy, what documents should we copy from prior to getting there?
No, for your personal thing, everybody should at least have a copy of their passport. Everybody should have a copy of their green card. All those who have green cards need to travel with a physical green card, not a copy. That's about it. This brother suggests make a copy of the visa, a copy of your ticket you should have in case of anything. If I'm not there, the ticket number you'll have. That's why I want everybody to call. And if you go online, or you can ask the airline to email the ticket to you. And if they do, that's good. If not, you can go online, turkishairline.com. Then just go to check-in, put in your last name and the record locator, and your ticket will come up. Make a copy and keep it with you. It's always good to do that.
And number three, at this point, like when you said that you can make an intention for Hajj for somebody else, but at this point, you're doing Hajj for our intention. That is, if you want to do it as a separate Hajj, it's not the Hajj like here.
No. You can only do Hajj for one person at a time, either yourself or on behalf of someone else.
Exactly. So that needs to be made clear at this point. Because with their intention for Hajj, don't make this with their parents.
No.
It's one Hajj for
It can't be combined too. You gotta be one.
so take a little Hajj like morning, you believe it to be the
Yeah, inshallah. Yes? Oh yeah, well when you go, well obviously when you go to the Hajj, you will say that you're doing Hajj on behalf of someone. I'll give instruction for the Hajj button. But as of right now, you're going to Hajj with the intent that you're performing Hajj on behalf of so and so, with the condition that you did for yourself before. And then at the intention, you'll declare, Allahumma labbaik al Hajj niyab, or I, oh Allah, I intend to perform Hajj on behalf of so, and you'll mention the name, and that's how we go, inshallah. But remind all of us, all of you who are doing Hajj, better remind me of this. So, inshallah, at the point of making the intention, you have to make sure we make the intention correct. Any other question?
Can I do multiple sacrifice for other people as a sacrifice?
You can do, I mean, multiple sacrifices. One sacrifice.
No, meaning like some other people also asking me.
Yeah, you can do, people can do their sacrifice anywhere. So if they choose to do it there or they choose to do it elsewhere. But I would suggest that if you can afford, there's a list there of full Muslim countries.
No, I mean like some of my friends are asking me to do sacrifice for them in a Hajj.
No, what I'm suggesting, the what you might want to say, when you go to Hajj, your sacrifice have to be done in Hajj. The purpose of sacrifice is not the place where it should be done. It's the benefit that it serves. The benefit that it should serve. You do it in Makkah, there's a circle, there are 2 million people doing it. There's adequate, there's enough there. I'm saying, look, they have a list there. In some poor African countries, look, they have brothers from Africa here. Maybe they can tell you. Speak to Muslims from African countries and some subcontinent countries. Muslims don't see beef for months. They don't see a piece of mutton for months. Yeah, the meat is rich. So what we suggest is that if you want, inshallah, there's a list there. I personally do my personal sacrifice in one of those countries where Muslims are poor. We have an arrangement with them. They sure all the meat is distributed to poor people. Because in Makkah, if I take you to the slaughterhouse, you'd be astonished to see how much meat is wasted on the ground. That is for people. But our group, I make arrangement that all the sacrifices that we do should be distributed to poor people. So at least for this group, we make sure that that happens in Makkah. So the arrangement I have with the people, all the meat should be distributed. And we are a small amount, but you're talking when they get into large amounts, like a couple 100,000, what they do with the meat. I can take you to slaughterhouses, everything is left on the ground. At the end of the day, you know what they do? They bring an excavator, dig a big hole, throw some chemical, bulldoze everything into it, throw some chemical and cover it. That is not right. So at least for our group, I'll make the arrangement for the sacrifice, and I have people that we call, go and collect the meat and then distribute it to, so it actually goes into somebody's hands.
In a Makkah?
Yes. Our group, we do that arrangement.
Yeah, if someone has their people there and they
Yeah, but I'm saying our arrangement, I'm saying what people encouraging people to do with their sacrifice. I would tell people they would have a list with helping hands here. And if you call them and you tell them, you get a group of people, you said, I want to get a cow, and you want all of this meat to be distributed to poor people, they already have money incorporated there to pay people to slaughter, to clean, and to distribute. You don't have to give them the meat. But you want to get the poor people, and you want to make sure that that's the arrangement we have, the masjid happen there. So anybody, money that we give on behalf of this masjid, that they know that we have to go to that specific country, and that is how the sacrifice will be done.
So for what so I need number for to
Huh?
can I ask everybody to give me the number for WhatsApp group?
But I don't know if they'll have a different number when they get here.
So
But if they'll have the same number, you can collect it on the air. But wait until I'm done. When I'm done, you conduct your business. Yes. Any other question? Huh? You don't get, when you get this is your visa. You don't have access to check it. No, I did say that I announced everybody got their visa except for 3 passports. And there's only 3 that were not issued. Him and his wife and myself was the last 3 that issued, and they sent it yesterday by email. So the others are in the FedEx. So they should be here by tomorrow, inshallah. They're supposed to be here yesterday, but the guy who shipped it, he made a mistake in claiming, so he put Monday instead of Saturday delivery.
Another question is, other than you and anybody else speak like Buddhist? Because my mother, she's 20, and my father, she's with the relatives, but she has
No, but she got to stick with the relative. Who is the relative? Mr. Muzaffar? You're her nephew, right? Like her sister, son, or how you related? Huh?
Uncle's daughter. Uncle's son.
Oh, you're the nephew.
Yes.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah. So they have other people in the group too, inshallah, and then we'll always be there. She know my face, so and she just gotta look for me. I won't leave her anywhere. Where is she? Where is she? She here? You see my face? No, look for me all the time. Are you speak Urdu or no speak Urdu? She get help.
Another sister asked a question which I don't really get.
What is it?
She can elaborate. I think she's regarding the stoning when you go, and she said you take something with you to maybe like that.
Here. Instruct your mother. Anything about the Hajj, talk to me. I said this in the beginning. No. No. Everybody, anything regarding that, because you'll be confusing. You talk to me. The stones, inshallah, we don't have to pick up stones anywhere. Only when we're at Muzdalifah, we'll begin 7, so when we come to Jamarat, the stone. You don't have to wash the stone, you don't have to do anything. Pick up 7 stones. When we come to Mina, we'll tell people where to pick up, so they will go. They need a little bag to carry, so nothing special. We need to wash the heart. Inshallah, nothing special. But tell her, you know Mina Auntie? Right, so yes. No, she'll be okay, inshallah. There are a lot of people speak Urdu here, right? Plenty of people. Yes, a mixture. There are probably more people who speak Urdu in the group than English.
Brother Munir, do you speak Urdu?
No, I don't speak Urdu.
My wife is.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, they have a lot of people. Yeah. No, she will get help, inshallah. Yeah, she will get help. If you have a capable hand, Mrs. Muzaffar.
And I'm the wife, like.
Yeah, she will.
More than 20 people.
Yeah, she will get help, inshallah. No, you have to worry because we'll take care of her better than you do. So you will be a problem when she come back. Because she would sit and say she wants tea, somebody will give it to her. I don't know if you do that at home.
So, brother, when we get maktab, there or maktab number, something like that?
Maktab number? Your maktab number is 42.
42.
Please don't confuse that now. You see, too much information is bad. They got red 42, yellow 42, and whatever it is.
Which one is
You stick with me. Yeah, I don't know. Don't we have any? Yeah, this Fuad is one. Who else?
Somebody said that you have to carry prescriptions for all the medications you carry. So we have to have to stay with us for all the medications.
No, just all our addresses. Yeah. Bangladesh. Mustafa, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bangladesh. Now, I think I said it the first meeting. Everybody who have a primary care physician need to inform their primary care physician that they are traveling and they're going to Hajj. The world is at the palm of the hand today. So if you, Allah forbid, you have to go to the hospital in Jeddah, they would not treat you completely until they talk to your physician, especially if you have certain conditions, because they would not want to contradict your care. So they will need to talk to your primary to find out exactly what to administer to you. All your prescription that you have, you should have enough medication to cover you for 4 weeks. In the event that we get delayed here and there, right? You should have a copy of your doctor's contact info. I normally ask people to give it to me, but some people don't. But you should have it, and somebody should know who to contact. And yes, it is needed because too often we get people who get admitted to the hospital, and we have to run around to find out. It would save you if you have it readily available. We can call right away rather than to wait 2, 3 hours until we call home, and then you know what? In your absence, your kids are not the same. They will be out, and you can't get hold of them, right? So the thing is to have it readily available so that we can call and your doctor can speak to them directly and tell them how to take care of you. Other than that, you should have all your medication. For those who are asthmatic, right, and they have situation that they need your breathing machine, brothers and sisters, do not listen to anybody. Take your machine with you. Don't worry. People say, well, you can't use it, and I have a situation like that, and I had to fuss with the family. So why they did not ask me if you can do it? They went and asked other people, and the people said, no, you can't do that. You don't need it. When they really need it, they don't have access to it. It is your care, and I'm begging people, any question you have, you talk to me. Let me help you make that decision. I took the decision with the mercy of Allah to take you to Hajj, not John and X. So yes, if you have a machine that you're accustomed to and it's portable, you can go in your bag. I would say take it. Be it a nebulizer, be it a BiPAP machine, whatever you have, please take your machine. You get electricity. If they don't have electricity in the tent, they'll take you to the clinic where they plug in your machine and they'll give you a bed. So, yeah.
Do we have to have the vitamins also listed in that list? Or
Do we have what?
do we have to have the vitamins or maybe kind of routine things? Do we have to have those in the prescription list also?
No. The only vitamins you need is La ilaha illallah. No, we don't need it actually.
Whether we should take
Prescription, your physics, no, you will be able to fill it.
prescription written by the doctor,
Yeah.
should that be?
No, the medication, have enough medication. If you want to walk with your prescription, that's good. Anybody who want to walk with your prescription, but chances are you will not get the same medication. But the most important thing is to have your doctor's number. So if they decide to substitute your medication, they will talk to the doctor and see if that would help you or it wouldn't or whatever. But your primary care physician should know that you're traveling, and in the event they need to get hold of him or her, they should answer the phone. And if you want to walk for your personal record, you want to walk with your prescription, you should feel free. So all the personal things that you think you need, you can make copy and walk with. There's no harm. It would only serve you. It would only make it better for you. And please, if you have a medical condition, discuss it with your neighbor. Let them know. I can give you many examples of that. A lady know one example. A lady suffered from seizure, and you know what? She was one of the most jolly lady in the group. And she get an episode of seizure in the room, and no one knew how to take care of it. She died. We had the janaza on the 7th day of Zulhijjah. The next day we were going to Hajj. She didn't make it to Hajj. After Salat al-Asr was the janaza. Next morning we need to go to Hajj. So that is how close it can be. But if Allah have a decree that something happens to you, then I can't change that. But that question is good. Always have a copy of things, or someone should be readily available to answer questions on your behalf. And that is the bottom line. And I don't think it's a good thing to rely on so your children will be readily available. I have experience with that. Because they don't answer the phone, and then you have to call 3, 4 times. That's the situation. I'm telling you for your own safety. It is practical. So we should have everything readily, and they should know that, you know what, if you want to store my cell phone number in their phone, when they see this number show up, it doesn't matter if they are sleeping or they just went to bed, they should answer the phone because it is something important to you. Right? That might be a good idea. So when you receive the phone number, take your phone and save it in them and say, this man don't send text. He will call.
So again, your local number will not work once you go there. You'll have a separate number.
I have the phone, but if they call the local, the Saudi number will be good. I normally have my cell phone. So, but sometimes with the cell phone you don't get service. That's a problem.
Can I show you?
Yeah, you can fit in your carry-on and walk with it. So, anyways, any other questions? So we answered the question with Umrah, we answered the question about the money, we answered the question about security, your luggage, your ihram.
So the question about will.
The,
The purpose of the will is the duration while we are.
well, only while we're here, unless you specify otherwise. It's only for that if something, you know what?
Is
Yeah.
it for you or is for the government? Where does
No. If something is to happen to you and you go to the hospital, and Allah forbid that it's like a real emergency, that they have to do an emergency surgery or whatever the case, they need someone to give consent. Well, in your case, you will have Adi Maksuda with you, so she will give consent. But in some cases where they don't, then like say like if it's just a husband traveling, we'll have to call, depends on the passport. So if it's a Pakistani passport or an American passport, they have to contact the embassy. And then the embassy will contact your family. So by the time all of that is done, right? It will be a day. So the best thing, if you have that paper, and so that well, Munir can make the decision for me, or Ansar can make the decision for me, or whatever, we show them the paper and they said, okay, whatever you want to do here, you do. Right? So that's the difference. But if not, you have to wait until they contact the embassy because they'll follow, they trail the passport. The US embassy might be a little efficient. I'm not too sure about the Guyanese. Right? So they will call the embassy would come, the embassy would contact your family, whoever is your next of kin, and then they will tell them, well, you know, this is what it is, and to do this, and then they will say, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. But they won't do it just like that. That's the problem. So that's why the little basic will that I sent, that is the information for the will. It's only good for the trip. If you, that's for your convenience. If you want to do it too, it's up to you. If you don't want to, it's up to you. And it's to protect your affairs. And that's the reason why it is. So it's only valid for that trip, unless you specify otherwise that it is good for.
You need a copy of the will, or?
No, whoever name you put there that will be in charge, they need to have a copy. So if you put Salim, Salim need to have a copy. And you need to inform you, well, Salim is the one who is in charge of me. When something happens, I will look for Salim. Something happened, we'll go. Because you know what happened? Pakistani British old man died in Hajj. They had a British passport. They came and they buried the old man in Makkah. When his family found out in England, they said, we want the father to be buried home. Who give you permission to bury him in Makkah? You know what they did? They exhumed the body and bring it back to London. So since then they say, we're not going to do things this voluntary thing no more. You have to be conformed and you have to have consent. So then it may jeopardize your situation. So if you're in a situation to make decisions faster, then that is what will happen, inshallah.
Yeah, I think
I sent by email.
it came in the email.
It's in the email with everybody. Make a
The last
copy,
email
inshallah.
we received is in there.
There is a copy if you don't have, inshallah, you can always send it back in email, we'll send it back to you. So you can make a copy and fill it out. Yes.
It's only that a PowerPoint with all the information that you talked about the hotels and everything. So maybe you could resend that PowerPoint and it covers everything. You have all the information. That's very information. First or the second.
No, they'll get a video. Today's meeting is recorded. The video will come to everybody.
Okay. No, but the PowerPoint, what you talked about the Zoom and the hotel and everything is in that PowerPoint. I think the first or the second.
Yes.
So if you resend that to everybody, they'll have.
Okay, inshallah. Any other thing? Because we have to discuss the most important part of the trip. Money.
The balance.
Money. Yeah, any other question?
Do you have to take a sleeping bag?
No. The money that you pay, you get something to sleep on, you get a pillow, something to cover with, all of that is included, inshallah. You don't need a sleeping bag.
Mina and Muzdalifah?
You don't need it. It's all covered. Any other quick question?
About the sacrifice.
It's all included.
You mentioned in the first meeting that might charge extra for the.
Yeah, that's what it's coming to. Anyways, brothers, any other question regarding your Hajj? Two separate entities now. Finance and activities. Yes. Everybody here received their airline tickets.
Yes.
Is there anybody here who did not? So that part is clear. Now, there are some people who have a small balance, or completing was $8,050 for everybody, and that includes everything. For all those who pay $8,050, it includes your sacrifice, it includes everything that was covered to your hands. Now, there is an unfortunate thing. The airline tickets that you receive, the airline ticket from New York is cheaper. The airline ticket from Dallas, Washington D.C. is cheaper. Our ticket here from Miami, they were adding $28 to it. The ticket from Houston is $48 difference. No, $28 difference. The $28 more. And then for all those who asked to stay over in Istanbul, the extra is $48. Now, I had a contract price with them for the airline ticket for $22.50 from Miami going to Miami. So all those who, for the price that they sent for uh, $22.78 for the ticket from Miami, I called them. I said, look, I have an email to confirm that you guys said the ticket will be $22.50, including the taxes. So they said we will stick with the email contract price of $22.50 for all those going from Miami. Now, from New York, the ticket is $22.04. So we have to give back the people in New York, flying from New York, $46. If we round it off, it's like close to 205, 2205. So let's say the masjid have to give them back $45 each. So we owe everybody going from New York $45 each. The people who are going from here and they're staying in Istanbul or they're doing elsewhere, and there's only like 6 of them. The Algoria and Mr. Rashid and his wife, they are breaking their trip in Istanbul. That's an extra $48. That ticket is $22.98.49. Right? So for those who break their trip, I told them that there would be a difference. So the difference is $49. So they owe us $49 more on the ticket. For those who are going from Virginia, that is Dallas, Washington, D.C., the ticket is $22.18.09. So we owe them some money, right? $32. So the people in New York, we owe $45. The people from Washington, D.C., we owe them $32. The people from Miami don't have to pay anything extra with the ticket because I tell them I have a contract price. The people from Dallas, and that goes for everyone who is breaking their trip in Istanbul, including Mr. Qureshi from Tampa, the 4 people from Orlando, and the 2 from Miami. So they owe IMOF 48.49 each for the ticket. The people from New York, like I said, if you round it up, we owe them that money. The people, that doesn't apply to you. 48.49 per person. And so that covers all of that. So that is the difference in addition to what they have. Now, there are 2 major things. And brothers, I have no control over this. And this is an unfortunate thing. Right? So that's why every year we end up with the same problem. Last year I had a big issue with the VAT. They implemented the VAT, they didn't inform anybody, so people had to end up paying extra for the hotel VAT. This year we knew that the VAT was a problem. When we talked to the hotel, we said, look, you better make the one, I don't control what one price of the hotel, including the VAT. I don't want to go back and tell people VAT. Now the government come now and they say that's a conversation I just had here before I came in from the Mutawif. They increase, we charged 2,800 riyals last year for MENA services, including the meals. They take it to 34.25, right? So that's an extra 625 to 30 riyals. That is not in this package. That's approximately $180, right? Then the airport tax that they're charging for you to enter, and they're saying that your visa is free. But if you don't pay these $1,400, you're not getting a visa. This printout here. See this little printout, the visa? Where do you want to show you? See this thing here? If you don't pay approximately $1,400 before, they don't care about the airline tickets. You're not getting this approval. So the visa is not free. The printout is free, right? That's for sure. So from $342 at the entry of the airport for the taxes is $455 this year. So that's an additional 100 and close to $10. So we're talking about an additional $277, right? Now I can collect surplus money. I have a miscellaneous fund that I will have to cover the bus upgrade because I will order upgrade luxury buses for people to go to Makkah and Medina and then come back to Jeddah, the baggage for your truck, and all the miscellaneous expenses in relation to the group. So from that miscellaneous fund, the extra is $279. So that miscellaneous fund, I'll take out $79 from it and I'll ask everybody to pay $200. Because that has nothing to do with us. It's what you're going, they took that money already. You must pay for all those things already. Because for you to get this, we had to deposit the money into what is called an electronic account now. So when they approve all your contracts, they take out the money. And if one real is short, you know what they tell you? You owe 1 real, and they will hold up what a million real you pay. So you have to send that 1 real. I sent 15,000 reals short. You know what? I sent back a message, 15,000 reals is short, and they got more than a million reals. So you have to send that 15,836 reals, then they approve everything. So the addition to everything that we have is $279. So I will cover the $79 from the miscellaneous that I have from the masjid funds, and I'll ask everybody, and I think that's a fair proposition. That the addition they pay to what they have, we have to cover $200.
So everybody has to
Per
pay
person.
$200.
When we pay this,
Huh?
when do we pay this?
You can leave a check with the masjid now, or you pay it, and whatever we don't pay now, we only collecting big bills in Makkah. Right, so because it's kind of confusing, so.
Can we pick up the passport on Tuesday, Wednesday, can bring the check?
No, take all the money over there, we collect it over there. We clean up everything? Yeah, okay. Looks fine. So we'll collect everything over there because whatever we got to take care of, we'll take care of there one time. The masjid prepaid of everything, but I still have to pay for the sacrifice. So instead of taking money out from the bank and to take and walk with, we'll, whatever money we get, we'll take the sacrifice, I'll pay for the buses and I'll pay for the rest of the stuff that I have to pay for.
Over there, it's in Riyadh or in Mecca?
No, it's dollars. We collect the money in dollars because you're taking it in dollars. It will cost you money to change.
Where do we pay?
In Makkah. When I get to Makkah, I'll collect the money, inshallah. Because if you go change it to riyals, it will pay you less and then you still have to pay. It will cost you more money. So that's what we're asking, inshallah, everybody. And yeah, that has nothing to do with us. Thing. And then next year is going to be funny because the problem, you don't want to add too much money of your money because we don't want to take your money too. I could have added an extra $1,000 and say, brother, whatever it is, but then it's your money. And then I don't want to take your money. Right? I could have said for miscellaneous expenses, I add $1,000, whatever happens, and everything stays here. So in this way, if whatever I take and whatever is needed, you're still saving money because take money that I have to calculate and then give you back money, that's too much work. And we're all volunteers here. So this is the situation here now. We collect what we think we need and what would suffice. And if there is something we have to deal with, we have to do it. And I will tell you one thing. I'll give you one advice. Every group in Hajj has spies. In closing, I'm telling all of you this. A Saudi will come up or an Arab will come, he speak very good English with you and he will talk to you, whatever it is, and he'll be in your midst. It's information. It's a very dangerous situation. And I'm talking online because I'm not afraid of what it is. That's the truth. And I don't want to endanger you. So, brother, when you go there for Hajj. I'm not telling you not to speak. You speak the truth. But don't get involved in conversation with people you don't know. Very important. Because if you say the wrong thing, it will be the truth. Maybe you speak something against the king is the truth. It's one of his friends sitting with you. And that might be the end of your presence. Right? Because these people have no scruples. All of you know what happened in the world already. And you see what money can do. Money can buy man's freedom in the world, but not in the akhirah. So I want to warn you, every group, everywhere you go, the hotel, everywhere you go, the people are going to tawaf and get with you listening to your conversation. It's everywhere. So don't be fooled. And don't think it's naive. So I'm telling you, you can speak bad about me, but don't speak bad or whatever you want to say, tell me. Look, I'm not restricting anybody's speech. What I'm saying, sometimes you may say things that are the truth, but they may be misconstrued and it can be transmitted to the wrong source. So you don't want that. That's all I'm asking you. Be careful of who you speak with. Speak the truths, but at the same time be careful because you don't know who is wrong. And everything will be restricted. Like you see when we go to Makkah, we can't have meetings here, we can't have meeting there. It's all that situation, right? And Hajj is a money-making entity now. Hajj is no longer a religious thing. So you may find people's attitude is different. That does not mean you should behave differently. You're going there for a religious purpose and to seek Allah's pleasure. And that is what you want to make sure happens. In closing, I pray that Allah make it easy for you and I, find it in His mercy to accept from all of us, and make it easy for us and our families, take us safely and bring us back safely. There's a copy of booklets here. And thank you for your advice and suggestions. Inshallah, so 2 emails I have to send out. I have to send out this video. I will send out the first video with all the information. I have to send out the contact cell phone numbers to everybody. And inshallah, if you want to come, you can call from Tuesday afternoon to collect your passport from here. All those who are living out of state need to text me their name or email their name and their complete address to send their passport to. Right? So I'll put it in the FedEx and send it back to them. Brothers, we're not finished yet. When I meet the door, then we're finished. Anything else?
Can I send you the check, $200 each by mail? Or you want it?
Better we collect everything so I'll be able to give straight account for it, inshallah. Yeah, the people from Dallas and whatever, they owe 28 something because the ticket is 278. I'll send a copy of the printout that I have here with the ticket, inshallah, with the passport. So, any other question?
You want to collect the money for $200 over.
Over there, yes, inshallah. That's what the treasurer just said.
No. That's why I make sure again. That
Yeah.
You mentioned in Medina, the people with the food, they can have that.
Yeah, in Medina, inshallah, it's 3 persons per room. Or there are 6 families that request double rooms. Only 6. Other than that, it's 3. Now, if you have a family of 3, you'll be given a room at no extra charge. If you have a family of 4 or 6, so I'll try to give you 2 rooms close to a new shared room. I'll try to find a room with a roof door in between so you can go. Or if they give a big area where all 6 people can be, we will definitely try to keep everybody as close as possible together. Where it's possible, families with family and parents with children, so they will be together. If I get one for Ansab and his representative here, we'll get one, Mr. Faraz. You representing your dad there, you know that.
What about husband and wife?
Yeah, at an extra cost of $500, you get a private room. Inshallah. Look, it's a really unfortunate situation. This thing every year we're seeing that we won't do it because the problem is that it's becoming more of an extortion. And you know what they tell you bluntly? Those who can't afford should not come to Hajj. That does not mean they give you the right to extort me. That is the bottom line. I am saying do what is fair. I don't have a problem with what is fair. And you know what, I don't have a problem if they collect all this money and they say that they will build hospitals and roads for poor Muslims in other countries, but not to finance people's lifestyle. All of us would be happy if they say, you know what, we choose Niger or we choose Bangladesh or we choose here, we choose there, and we will take this money and build houses and roads and hospitals for poor Muslims in different parts of the world. I don't have a problem with that. And I'm pretty sure we'll all be willing to give if it goes to that. But not the you tell me you don't have money. Saudi Arabia daily income is $398 to $400 million per day. Per day, you're talking about $1.5 billion for the week. And oil don't stop pumping on Friday because people work 5 days a week. It pumps day and night. So you're talking, the last official report is $398 million per day is the national income. So they don't need Hujjaj money, but Hajj is being emphasized as a big thing because of some of the evil advisors around. These are the people you should extort, make money. Why give them stuff free? When we were going to Hajj in the 90s, most of the service was free in Mina and Arafat. We went to Hajj for $2,000. Airline ticket, hotel, Mina, everywhere sacrificed. Paying $200 and something at the airport. So if you take out $200 something, the first year we went to Hajj in 1994 was $1,800. So you're talking take out $274, 118 and 114. Sorry, it was 254 or something like that. $1,400 take your airline ticket, place of stay, Mina, Arafah, sacrifice everything. That is what it costs us to go to Hajj then from home here and from back home, including an airline ticket from here to New York. So I don't. Mina and Arafah belong to the Muslims. They belong to no Saudi government. But that is the situation. Any other questions? So we close now, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And I must say, I think we have a very good group this year. Every year it keeps getting better and better. And inshallah, hopefully this year we'll say that this group was a lot better than all the previous groups. So don't disappoint me, I won't disappoint you. Inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Sure. Yeah, we will. Oh, do we have books here? Please take a